We'll do it live!
All right, brother.
Oh, just...
Shall we?
We shall. It's weird not drinking.
I'm here.
I get yelled at. You drink too much beer during the week. Okay.
I did before, but now I do.
You drive me to drink, woman.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a very, very special episode.
Shoulder shaking.
Very, very special episode of Metrics and Mayhem. This is our first, Dom, of hopefully, I guess what would that be, 89 more? Our first double-digit episode here. This is episode 10.
10! A fucking 10! As Billy Bob would say.
And that is right there, the pride and joy of our podcast. As you know, I'm Earl Phillips, the metrics of the equation. My good man over here on the left, the Mayhem, Dominic Melchior III. Dom, let the people know how we are.
Fantastic. We got 10. I didn't think we'd get past 3.
I agree.
But we got 10. So
Yeah.
I'm very happy about that. And we got people listening.
Yes.
We got 2 people joining already.
Already joined in.
I mean, that's none of my family has showed up, so that just shows you how loved I am.
Yes, we
So,
were going to
but,
bring
I
that
mean-
up in a future episode, but for right now, we'll just leave it as is right now with a couple of my people. We got Nick Fizz joining. Nick Fizz.
What up, Nicky? Who are you?
So Nick is a former, he's an alum of the music tech program and the band program over at Cherokee, and a very seasoned employee over at our favorite, the Turning Point, over in Marlton, New Jersey. So,
Love that chai tea latte.
So shout out to the Turning Point, my people who I
Wilbur Skillet.
I haven't seen. I have not seen those people in way
It's the
too long.
palate.
I haven't been in, man. I need to get back there.
It's like a porn star orgy in my mouth. Yeah, the skillet. It's the skillet, man. Just get dirty stuff out of your head.
Yeah, I don't know that I could go back there and order a Wilbur Skillet and
I'll order
think
it all
twice
the time.
about it. So, well, if you have that going on and you're ordering a Wilbur Skillet, God bless you. We're going to bring in a welcome to our good buddy Jeff Liano. And how about Nate Sexton, the newly married Mr. Nate
Newly
Sexton
married.
as well.
Welcome, Nate. Really, really sad to hear about your... Oh, I'm happy.
Happy.
sorry.
Very happy to hear about the recent
congratulations,
wedding.
buddy.
No, that's wonderful. They're back from a wonderful honeymoon. It looked like in Tahoe. And look at this!
That was Baltimore.
I thought, no, I think it's
No,
Tahoe.
they went to Baltimore.
No, Nate, let us know where you went. I'm pretty sure it was Tahoe. I think I'm over it. I don't know that Baltimore would be a honeymoon.
It was Baltimore adjacent.
Yeah. But look who just joined in. Look at that. Dominic Melchior III. Could you comment on our recent ad to the audience?
That
right
would
here?
be the ball and chain. The old ball and
The
chain.
love
checking
of your
in.
life right there, Miss Lori Paget Melchior.
I think she just wants to check in and talk smack on the dope alley.
That's
That's all.
very, very possible because we will get to that. And among other things as well that we have going on, we still, after all these weeks, we still have an eliminator pool going on. We are down to 3 members.
Bullshit.
Tim Sawyer down in Rock Hill, South Carolina. And we also have our good buddy Titty McGee and Joe Fizikawa representing Cherokee High School, where I am currently employed right now. So we had a peace offering last week, trying to split the pot 3 ways, and that
Negative.
did not get passed.
I respect whoever said no.
Yes.
I respect the hell out of that.
They
'Cause if it
will.
was between 2 people, maybe. And if I liked the other person. Or at least I would have did this. I would have said, how much is the pot?
$13.80.
If it's between 2 people, I say, you take 500.
Take 5 and
I
5,
take
yep.
500, and we'll play for the rest. That's what I would have done. But that third person
A
just...
stone...
Ugats.
no,
You guys are
Ugats.
going down. I respect that.
And on top of that, something that I'm not sure if you know, but one of the players actually already won another suicide pool this year already. He's playing on house money, and that's the gentleman who said, no. We go to the end. So he's feeling a little good about himself.
How come
and,
that gentleman hasn't checked in at all? You want to give us his little input? Apparently, he's a friggin' savant when it comes to this stuff.
Well,
So I'm calling you out, mister. I
Not
don't
only-
know who you are, but I think you're full of shit for not checking in, chiming in, and coming on this program.
And-
Mr. I'm so good at picking winners. Blah, blah, blah.
That's a very good point you just made right there. And to take one of your lines right now, had he placed $1 million on all of his picks, Tom, on the money line, he's looking at $9 million at the moment right now. So
Money line, yeah. So,
money line play.
how about that? How about that, bruh?
So that's all good stuff. We are still running our Against the Spread pool, which is completely free to anybody who's listening right now. If you want to get involved on that, you pick 5 teams against the spread every week, and you just see how you stack up. Obviously, there's going to be some higher totals from the beginning of the year, but we do have a new clubhouse leader back in on top. This gentleman sitting right over here at, we got 21 or 22?
22. As I should be back on top.
22 and 18, I believe. Oh, no,
Not very happy.
I think Jeff is also above 500 as well.
Yeah, he is. But I'm not happy at 22 and 18. team. That's below where I was last year.
Yeah.
So had a couple bad weeks early in the season, but we're picking it up.
Yeah, you're getting back on track.
And I got fucking jinxed. I got jinxed by that little broken horseshoe, Jeff Liano, on my Thursday night picks.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
What? I thought you were Mr. Thursday Night.
I am Mr. Thursday Night, but there's nothing
Did
stronger.
you guys hear about that?
There's nothing stronger than a mush. I don't care if you put him in the bedroom, okay? Put that guy in the bedroom.
Okay.
Because it didn't matter who I picked.
I understand.
The fact that Jeff bet the same team that I bet on Thursday night, it was a mush.
It's a total
And if I
mush.
took the other team and Jeff, the universe would have made Jeff take that team too. And it doesn't matter. I was destined to lose.
So this was karma.
Coffee cakes, ugly face. He's a mush.
Okay.
Get him in the bedroom.
Get him in the
I
bedroom.
don't like it.
I like it.
Yeah. Come on, Kryptonite!
All right.
Come on, Kryptonite!
That said, unfortunately, Mr. Thursday Night is no longer Mr. Thursday Night with an unblemished record.
Listen. It's an unblemished record, but 5-1 on Thursday nights is nothing to sneeze at.
It is nothing to sneeze at. I will give that to you. 5-1 is great, but a lot of our viewers were checking in via text message, expressing their pleasure about the Mayhem missing out on Mr. Thursday Night's pick.
Which makes no sense. That's Fugazi. You want me to have winners because you want to bet the winners.
Unless, of course, they're fading Mr. Thursday Night, in which case they're going to hate you for being right and then hate themselves for being wrong.
Well, they would have hated themselves 5 times in a row already.
Yeah,
So.
And then had they bet, as you always say, had you bet $1 million on that.
If you bet $1 million, you'd be up 4. How about that?
Yeah, with you right now. That's a good point.
Yeah, bet $1 million game, you'd be up $4 million. So, and you'd be halfway to the guy who apparently bet all those World Series games.
Yes. Did you? I heard a number today. Did you hear? Speaking about the World Series, the largest amount. What's the largest amount heard on this World Series?
Well, I heard that this game is like 14 million.
14, yeah, 14
Yeah,
mil,
14 million. So the guy started.
And you know who he's on?
He's on the Dodgers.
He's on the Dodgers. That's correct. Yes.
Which means if Jeff Liano bet the Dodgers, that guy's out of luck.
Do you have a side on this one for tonight?
I would personally pick the Dodgers. They're at home.
Okay.
And it's so hard to win a Game 7 on the road in the World Series. Jeff would probably know all those stats, but I just can't. I can't imagine the Astros pulling this out. I hope they do. I want the Astros to win.
So you are rooting for the Astros on this one?
I just think the Dodgers are going to win, even though they're down 1-0.
Greatest World Series you've seen?
No.
All right. What would you go with?
The couple years ago, the Cardinals and I think it was the Royals going back and forth, like that one game where they were hitting home runs left and right, back and forth. In that game, that World Series is unbelievable.
Okay.
The 2001 World Series with the Yankees and the Diamondbacks.
Luis Gonzalez year, right?
Luis Gonzalez year, and that was the Schilling and the Randy Johnson pitching years.
Oh, yeah.
It seems like those two were the only two guys that were pitching.
Yes, yeah, that's right.
That was a great one.
It was a great Game 7 pitcher, that Kurt Schilling, right?
Yeah, 2004 World Series. I mean, how could you not throw in the 2004 World Series? 2007 World Series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think Jeff's checking in with the 2015s. That's the Cardinals Royals
one.
one.
Yeah, 2015. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that was an unbelievable. I mean, the Red Sox, Keith Folk, breaking the curse. I mean, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Some great ones in recent history. I feel like this has been a good, for what we've been around for, a pretty good baseball era.
It's good baseball. It's good baseball in the playoffs, in the postseason. I like what they did, giving the 2 wild card teams and let them play it in. So I didn't like it the way before because this way, when you get to the actual playoffs teams with the guys who won their divisions, you don't have your ace going game 1. And I think that's why they did it.
Okay.
They'll never say it that way. They'll say, "Oh, we wanted to get more teams." They just didn't want the wild card team's ace going against the division winner's ace because anything can happen. Ace versus ace. So if you get your second guy going against their ace, it gives the guy who won the division a bigger advantage.
Yeah, a little bit of an advantage. So tonight, I know we were talking before the podcast started. I was a little surprised to not see Kershaw get the start tonight, even coming off of a Game 5, and even with Houston as well with the Keuchel. I feel that Houston might be in a little bit better shape with the McCullers over the Dodgers with the Darvish, given the way the lineups are constructed. But your thoughts on that when throwing Darvish instead of Kershaw?
Where's Kershaw from?
Where's he from?
Yeah.
I don't know. West Coast guy, I'm assuming?
He looks like it. Maybe Texas, maybe. West Coast guys are soft.
So you're calling him out.
They're soft little bitches.
So you're going a little you. You is a stronger guy?
They're soft. They're soft.
Wow, very interesting.
Like you said before this podcast started, Randy Johnson would have took that ball.
Yeah, Randy
Kurt
Johnson.
Schilling would have took that ball.
They take the ball. There's no
Pedro
doubt about it.
Martinez would have pitched every single game.
Yeah, that's true. So,
fuck those guys.
one side I'd like to take on tonight's game, which I have a little interest on, we'll say, would be the under in this game. We're on the under at 7.5 for the total. I know it didn't start out well because Houston put up 2 in the first, but that said, we're still going to hop in on the under 7.5 to see how this bad boy ends up. But definitely a World Series I am regretting not watching more of. We'll wake up in the morning and see incredible finish, 6 home runs in the extra innings.
Baseball is the greatest game on the planet. I don't care what anybody says, even though this is a football betting podcast. Baseball is the greatest.
You think people are just attached to it, the ones, you grow up playing. Obviously, you played baseball for a long part of your life. I was much more of a basketball player, so baseball is a little bit further down for me. I love basketball and everything about it. But I think that comes just from playing it so much as a kid.
Yeah, it's definitely something, I don't think if you're 21 years old, you would get into baseball. This is something that, you've had to be enjoying since you were, 4 or 5.
Yeah, right. But that brings up an interesting point right there. I mean, do you think that for the next generation of sports fanatics, so to speak? I mean, we're both 30. You're 35 as well, 35. Right? Yeah. So for the 25 crowd, I mean, they're kind of, stereotypically speaking, I mean, more of like an X Games crowd, more of like a snowboarding, a BMX sort of thing.
That's regional. It really depends on where it's at. I mean, they're the X Games and all that stuff. Like I said, it's really regional. The Northeast kids. The Southern California kids, the Texas kids, they don't give a shit about skateboarding or snowboarding. They still watch their sports.
But so you still
it's pretty cool that those extreme sports have a platform that they've never had before. So they are popular, but they're still way, way, way down. There's NASCAR's more popular than X.
But you still see a fanaticism about football, especially like basketball and baseball. Yeah.
The top 3 will always be the top 3.
Yeah,
and that's it. I mean, they'll never ever get supplanted by anybody else. I mean, notice I said top 3.
Well, of course. I mean, you were talking about football, curling, basketball, and baseball, right?
No, sure. That before. No, football, baseball, and basketball. Those are the top 3. And there's one other one who gives a shit about that 4th sport.
And that's talking hockey.
That's talking NHL, folks.
That's correct. Very good. But yes, great night for sports. I know we have World Series action going on right now. Of course, this being in Philadelphia. Area-based podcast. Our Philadelphia 76ers are on tonight, taking care of the Atlanta Hawks. But while you're all tuned in right here, Western Michigan, Central Michigan happening right now in MAC college football, which I can't get enough of. So that's what we got dialed in on the TV right now. We're going to need some World Series updates because Daddy's all about the over on Central Michigan Chippewa and the Western Michigan. You know what their mascot is?
Western Michigan?
The Western Michigan.
The Utes?
They share the same mascot as Boise State.
The Broncos.
The Broncos. Very good.
You're shocked that I knew that.
Yeah, that's the J.J. thing that got you.
Yeah, very nice. It was. But yeah, so the only thing about college I talk about is my teasers. My teasers. If you follow Mayhem, they're a little crazy this weekend.
Yes.
Had a 4-team teaser. Locked that up.
Locked it up. Did some very nice work on that. Smart that you chose the tees instead of the straight plays. Don put a little bit of love on some of the picks that came out from the metrics and did himself some good work. But definitely got to give that over to Dom. He actually said it very well. It's the auto mechanic or the
you are the pit master, the crew chief of a NASCAR.
Yes.
You put the car together. It's my job to drive it.
It's your job to drive
Sometimes
it.
the driver's got to make a little adjustment here and there.
Wise adjustments absolutely took care of it.
So you set me up. You put me in that car, and then when I start to drive, I was like, the little tail's a little loose.
Yep, absolutely.
You got to tighten that up.
And because of the tees that you hit too, we would have. I think the picks would have went 3-1, right?
Before I'm sorry, I just saw something that makes me want to just throw my phone through your computer on that screen.
If you could just avoid throwing it really through the computer, that would be.
Look at what that ding dong said. Soccer is starting to overtake hockey in popularity.
Is that right? What do you think about that, Dom?
No.
Well, there's talking hockey, folks. There it is. And I think Nate Sexton might have some comments on that, too. I believe, isn't he a Philadelphia Union season ticket holder?
The only thing that's overtaking hockey in popularity is esports.
Like an e-cigarette you're talking about there? Okay, sorry.
Like gaming. Like the gaming competitions are getting huge.
God, I am so glad I am not a teenager right now. I would be all over that stuff like a dirty shirt, man.
Yeah. Yeah, people getting together, like flying drones and then playing like 7 hours of Call of Duty. That stuff is getting huge.
It is. And it's totally understandable. You watch, I mean, I could easily get involved in that stuff. But
soccer go to cribbit. Jeff. Just go somewhere and drink some tea and eat a crimpet. Worldwide, we're talking about the U.S., not worldwide, you dumb.
And
my God, he frustrates me. I love you. You're one of my best friends in the world. I want to strangle you and smack you in the face sometimes.
And there's talking foreign policy, people. Foreign policy, NHL, all good stuff here on Metrics and Mayhem. And I guess while we're kind of in this, let's say this dynamic right now with the Mayhem being a little fired up, let's talk about some pet peeves. This is something I wanted to bring up, some pet peeves that are happening in sports. And we would love for anybody out there that's listening to throw in your comments about some pet peeves that you see
so many
in professional sports. I have one that just completely irritates me more than else. But if you have a few, I only have one that I want to get off of my chest.
I got a few. Go ahead. No, you want me to start?
Yeah, why don't you start, Kevin?
All right. The generic, pre-written, scripted answers to interview questions really annoy me.
Okay.
Like, oh, Rob, you caught a 64-yard pass, but 3 seconds before that, the guy was talking trash to you. What did he say? And we were just having fun out there, and it's real stiff competition, and I'm just glad I made that catch, and we had to shut the fuck up. Tell us what he said. He said like something about your mother and your sister, and how he was in between them making a little Gronk sandwich. Say that. Tell me what they said. I don't want to hear you thanking God and loving your teammates, loving your tell me what the fuck they said. I want to hear it. I hate it. I can't stand it.
Just from players, from coaches, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Anybody, like anytime you ask your question anymore, it's I just want to do my best for my teammates, and God willing, everything will work out.
Okay, and that's a big pet peeve. That sounds good. What else you got? A couple other ones.
The starting any kind of East Coast game late, just so we can acquiesce to the West Coast.
Okay.
Screw those taco eating, Bellini drinking, surfing sons of bitches. I don't care about people in California,
Why don't
Washington.
you just leave it at people?
I don't care about people.
Just say what you want to
say. I
say.
don't care about those left coasters. Who cares?
Those wet lizards.
Those wet left coasters. I don't care about them. They don't care about sports either. One of my favorite places in the world is San Diego because I have some really good friends that live out there.
Okay.
I visit all the time. They don't give a shit about sports. Like, they cared for 5 seconds when the Chargers left, and they were like, who wants a taco?
Yeah, right.
And nobody cares. If you're on the East Coast, play on the East Coast. Nobody's going to give a shit.
How about if you were on the West Coast, you start out, you wake up in the morning, you have breakfast, boom, football's on, and it rolls through the whole day. Does that do it for you?
We have streaming now. You don't have to go home and flick on your TV screen and record on your VHS player the game because you're not home for it. You have replay, you have streaming. If you want to watch the game so bad, if you want to watch the Yankees Red Sox game,
yes,
get it on your phone. You stupid bitch. You dumb bitch.
Go, keep going. What do you got?
I can't stand it.
Okay.
How
about this one? This one. To no end. No, it's all good because I know you got more too. The one that gets me, and again, if you guys have any comments out there about some things that irk you in sports, we'd love to hear it. There is nothing more frustrating to me than seeing a team down 45-7. You're down 38 points. You sack the quarterback in the fourth quarter with 3 minutes left, and then the dance. I hate that with a passion. You're down 23 points, and your name is Nick Young, and bam! Now you're only down 20, and I get this.
Yep.
I hate it with a passion. It's the sickest thing to me in professional sports right now. The swaggy P, the whole check me out, we're down by 30, I'm great. If you were that great, score probably wouldn't be as bad as it is right now.
What about the flip side? If you're up by 30 and you do some ridiculous windmill dunk, like you throw it off the backboard, catch it behind your pass, throw it up, drink something to drink, and then slam it, and then people get on your case about it. Like, oh, you shouldn't be showboating.
Yeah, not as much as the being down by 30. A little bit, but I think that also comes with a lot of hate. Like, for example, let's say that the dude from Milwaukee, Atente Kupiya Giannis, right, the Greek Freak, if he throws one down, I don't think anybody's going to say anything. But the second that LeBron's up by 10 and throws one down, tar and feather him, put him in jail.
Yeah.
He's a criminal. And it's totally wrong. So I think there's total player bias on that one.
I think there's one type of person that gets a pass on any of that stuff. White guys. If you're up by 40 and you see a white guy do a 360 windmill dunk, nobody cares. You're like, oh, look at the white guy.
Isn't that nice
Look
to
at
play
the white.
basketball?
Look at the white guy.
That's right.
Just,
Yeah, exactly.
Just doing it up.
We're so proud of him.
Yeah. Look at Matt Harpering, just throwing it down.
Matty Harpering, very nice. But yeah, I have a huge problem with players, especially being down, trying to show their stuff off a little bit. And I'm not really into that.
Yeah.
And a baseball one. Yeah, this is a good one. This is the what they used to call it about the Jimmy Rollins curse, right? About players lightly jogging and running out plays. Thinking about that one, Mr. Baseball. What do you got?
It's a 162 game season. They're professionals. I don't mind it.
Yeah, you don't mind it?
I don't mind it.
Yeah.
No, they gotta stay healthy. I mean, if it's a rivalry game and it's in your division and you need a couple wins, sure, you have to run it out. But if you hit a ground ball to a shortstop in the pros, 99% of the time they're gonna make that play.
Yep.
So relax. You have to play tomorrow, the next day, and the next day, and the next day. Like the people who talk about jogging something out, not running hard, have never played sports day after day after day in their life.
Okay.
And how much it really takes a toll on your body. And I don't care if these guys make millions and millions of dollars, whatever. They're playing every day, getting on planes, flying to different cities, sleeping in beds that aren't theirs. You sleep on one bed that's not yours, the next morning you can't move. We all know this. You go down to AC, sleep on a bed that's not yours, your back hurts. These guys are doing that every week of their lives, and you're expecting them to stay healthy?
Do you find it, or maybe your perspective might be different? I feel it with basketball is a little bit more challenging because at least with baseball, at least you're in the same place for maybe 3 nights for a series. Basketball, one night here, play the game, you're out the door the next place to play another road game. Some of these road stretches in basketball are just absolutely brutal, which is a great handicapping perspective too. I mean, you get a team that's been on the road for like 3 or 4 straight games, not going to have the steam left. For example, a game tonight that we were looking at, the Phoenix Suns. This is their 4th straight road game, a team that likes to run with a very high pace. You can see that come down. You might want to take a look at the under on your Phoenix Suns, ladies and gentlemen. That'd be something to check out. You have a couple more?
I got one more. One more.
Yep.
Sports commentators saying that they have a person who's injured, and they just say that guy's out with a knee. It gets on my nerves because you can't say injury right after that. You're like, oh, he's day to day with a knee. He's got 2 knees, or a quad, or an elbow. Okay. He's got 2 of them. You know, he's day to day with a neck. I got one too. Just say neck injury.
Neck injury.
Just say knee injury, a sprained ankle.
Okay.
You know, pulled groin, day to day with a groin. Yeah, I got one of them too. Shut the hell up and say groin injury or neck injury or finger dislocation. It doesn't take much to say it.
Okay.
Stop saying a knee.
I like it. Very good.
Except for what's his name? Zach Miller. He's day to day with the knee.
Oh my God.
He's day to day with a knee for sure.
I know.
And Gordon Hayward's day to day with an ankle.
Yeah, man. Oh my God. Now I saw the Gordon Hayward. I saw that one live, but the Zach Miller thing I didn't see.
Woo!
You guys were going back and forth on it, so I watched it. Oh my goodness. Now what's the word? Have you heard anything? Have they saved his leg?
They saved his leg. Everything goes well. He probably will never play again.
My God, can you imagine, man?
Sorry, Zach. I mean, you never know, though. I mean, if Teddy Bridgewater almost lost his leg, too.
Yeah, it's true.
So, and he's a year and a half later, he's almost halfway to coming back.
Yeah, I hear you.
So.
Oh, that's a good one right there from the missus. Check in.
Yeah,
That's a very good one.
she said that to me, yeah.
Yeah, I like that one. Super Bowl Sunday moving into Saturday. I love it. I hate staying up Sunday night. We got a 6:32 kickoff. Puts it way too late for the good people out there educating the youth like you, Mrs. Melchior. So that's a great one. I love that one. All right, cool. Well, if you have any more of those, please feel free to keep firing those bad boys in. And why don't we let's take a quick break, and we are going to get set up for our pools, our DraftKings, and some Dope High review. So give us a minute. We'll get set back up in a second here.
If you're going to do what you said, I got to do the Sharpie. You dumb bitch!
Thick one?
Thick. Oh! Ooh, look at this. It's like a holy grail.
This is what you're going to get into, man.
Jesus.
This is what having kids is all about.
This is
Getting the wipes container so you can put all your pencils and pens in it. Doesn't get better than this. That's a special container up there.
All right.
Oh, yeah, no, we're good.
Oh, we're still live.
We still live, baby.
We're doing it live!
We still
Fuck
live,
it!
baby. We still live.
Fuck it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. And before we get into our pools and all that, last year,
Last year.
man, has it been
Last
a year
month-
already?
last month.
Oh my goodness!
You could say last month.
Last week we started a little game to play with our audience members here, and we're gonna keep that going right now. I didn't give the Mayhem a heads up as to what we're looking to do
Nope.
here.
And you never will. You're going to surprise it on me the way you're going to surprise it on everybody else.
I agree. I think it works a little bit better that way, and we're going to let the show run. So I'll give you the topic now, and as you think about it throughout the show, you can write a couple picks down.
Okay.
But we're going to go to an area that I am certainly not an expert in. Definitely tip our cap to you, the Mayhem, on movies.
Movies.
But we're going to go with the movie, a movie question right here. And we're going to ask the question. We're going to rank our top three. We're looking for the top three movies that starred Mr. Tom Hanks. So we're going to pick our top three. If you get the metrics, if you get the Mayhem 1, 2, 3, we're going to hook you up with a prize pack from Metrics and Mayhem. And while we're on the subject of a prize pack from Metrics and Mayhem, we are also running an NBA against the spread pool. It's a little contest that we put up. Got to pick a team every day. Totally free to get involved in if you're interested in. We'd love to have you be a part of it. And this past month of October, we just put it to bed. And our good buddy Mike Porter, the Buckets himself, took down the month of October, hitting at a 71% clip against the spread. You can also pick an over and under as well.
Yeah. So Jeff asked, does it have to be North? So I am going to take this as my top three favorite Tom Hanks movies.
Yes.
So it doesn't matter. If you get all three, you get it.
Okay, I like it. So it does not have to be in order, but the three Dom Melchior Tom Hanks movies.
This is simple. This is simple.
Sounds good. Well, maybe the people get involved in this. So again, 3 movies featuring Tom Hanks. And if you hit 3 for 3, we're going to hook you up with a Metrics Mayhem prize pack. But as I was saying before, our good buddy Mike Porter takes down the month of October. So, Mike, we're going to get you hooked up with a little check your email, check your text messages later on tonight for a hello and congratulations from Metrics and Mayhem on winning the month of October. Again, if you want to get involved in that, reach out to us, and we will hook you up. You need to have a pick in every day of the month to be a winner on this. So you can't just hop in at the end of like November 29th, play a couple, and go 100%. You're going to start from the top of the month all the way down to the end of the month, make a pick every day, and if you end up with the most wins, you're going to get hooked up with a little prize pack. So you know how to reach out to us at Facebook or on Twitter, EP3 Metrics for me, DM Hustle for Dom over there, and the Metrics Mayhem Facebook page is also up and running. So we'll get to the movies a little bit later on in the broadcast. So if you guys want to have any of those, please drop those in. Let's get rolling with our Eliminator pool. Talk about that just for a brief minute. We are, like I said, down to 3 with Tiddy McGee, Joe Fizzicaro, and Tim Sawyer down in Rock Hill, South Carolina. And with that, Dom, we always do our Heartbreaker segment over here.
Yes.
Where you take a team or all the teams that are favored by a touchdown or more. Which right now I'm looking, we got the Philadelphia Eagles, we have the Titans, we have the Saints, we have the Seahawks, and I think that's it. Those are your teams right now.
Yeah. So 3 teams.
So Eagles, Saints, and Texans. Now, last week you predicted that none of those teams that we called up would lose, and that was an accurate statement. So you blanched at the opportunity to call Heartbreaker. You went right down to the wire, perfect with that. So any thoughts on this one? Out of the New Orleans Saints, Houston Texans, Philadelphia Eagles, do we have a team that's going to show as a heartbreaker?
Yeah, I mean the only team I could think that would do a heartbreaker would be the Seahawks.
Okay.
The Seahawks just came off of
I didn't include the Seahawks.
An emotional win against my favorite Deshaun Watson led
Houston
Texans.
Yeah.
So I think that they're coming down from that.
Okay.
And it's hard to put together 2 wins like after that type of win.
Okay.
And the Redskins are in desperation mode right now.
Yeah, they are in desperation mode for sure.
I think the Redskins will come in there and give them a game.
Give them a game. So Redskins to possibly cover with the 7.5.
Yep.
You like? Okay. That one for me. I am going to roll out the New Orleans Saints as a possible letdown. The Jameis Winston-led Tampa Bay Buccaneers have been completely disappointing this year. And heading into New Orleans, I'm surprised that it's that big of a spread because it's a rivalry that has proven to be quite close from over the years. So 7.5 points I love. But that's a spot where I could see Jameis and the boys finally putting something together in New Orleans and maybe making some noise there.
It's possible, but New Orleans is rolling.
Yeah, New Orleans is rolling, but these teams don't usually roll for very long. There's so much parity in this league right now, and I don't think New Orleans is an elite team, but my NFL prowess has been extremely down, as proven by my track record. So take that with a grain of salt, people. But that said, we'll roll that right in. Again, 3 people left playing for $1,380. It's getting exciting, man. It's week 9, so
I respect whoever didn't take that money. So keep it with it.
We will get that message out to the gentleman who decided to not split. They shall remain nameless for right now. But that said, we'll roll that into our against the spread pool.
Oh, we already got some people chiming in.
What do we got
about the movies?
Oh, okay, yeah, looks like it. Yeah,
looks like it. Okay. I mean, I'm already done writing, so whatever's on my sheet is written. So
it's already written down. It's already written.
I won't say if somebody's actually got all 3.
Well, we do like all the participation, though. Please keep that stuff coming. And
I'll say that Jeff's wrong. Like my favorite, one of my favorite Forrest Gump's movie, or one of my favorite Tom Hanks movies would be Castaway. Mm-hmm. Really?
Doesn't seem like you.
He doesn't even know me.
It doesn't even seem like you could relate to a volleyball named Wilson.
No.
You got no
I will say, Jeff, you're wrong.
All right, well,
Castaway.
Let it.
Castaway.
I like it.
Wow.
Well, nice try, Jeff.
That was a wild choice.
And we're going to have to wait until next week to get Mr. Liano a little prize pack from Metrics and Mayhem. But that said, Dominic, that says here 21. On this
21?
21.
Oh,
but still above 500 regardless. As our leader in the Against the Spread clubhouse, with Jeff Liano right behind you, right on your heels at 20, and then a distant Metrics at 16 wins for the year, putting us at 16 and 24. That's 40%, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is not going to get it done.
That's the worst I've seen you.
Yeah, I've been really bad with the NFL this year.
Just to let everybody out there in Metrics and Mayhem land know, whenever Earl picks, flip it. Hedge that bet. Go the opposite way. Little fade action.
I swear, I was going to do the same thing with myself. I was going to pick 5 teams that I liked, and then get rid of those games, and then the other 5 games I was going to pick what I liked, and then go the other way. I was going to try to totally jinx myself. Can't do it. I'm just rolling with what I like because I can't continue to be this bad for that long. Or maybe I can. I'm not sure.
Okay, we'll see.
We shall see. But in the world of golf, Dom, I believe the tee is yours leading off. So what do you got?
As Mr. Thursday Night, I am contractually
Mr. Thursday Night.
I don't care if I lost 1 game. 5-1 still considered.
The world loves that you lost.
The world may love that I'm lost, but your pockets might not.
That's true.
So
a little bit more cushion.
As Mr. Thursday Night, I am contractually obligated by Thor, the god of Thursdays, to make a pick. So even though I'm 5-1, I'm going to get back on track.
Okay.
Going to be 6-1 at the end and start a whole new 5-game winning streak.
And what do we do? We got a Buffalo Bill
and
a New York Jets.
Buffalo Bills at the New York Jets. Jets are getting 3.5. And I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills. Nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills. Whoop!
I love it.
That's a nice spread.
Very nice.
So 3.5. The Bills giving 3.5 to the Jets. At the Jets. The Jets playing decent.
Yeah, not playing bad.
Playing decent.
Gave the Atlanta Falcons all they could handle outside.
Yeah, but I just think that it's time.
Buffalo plays defense. Buffalo can run the ball. You got to love those 2 things on the road.
Yep, on the road. So we're going with the Bills, minus 3.5 against the Jets. I'm also going with my team, the team that I said from the beginning of the year was going to be a powerhouse to contend with. They had a great defense. They had subpar quarterback skills, but it didn't matter because their defense is so good. I'm taking the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Wow.
Minus 4.5 at home. At home. Minus 4.5 against the Bungles.
At home against the Bungles. Okay.
The A.J. McCarron still having Bungles.
Oh, my God. Hold on. Can we take a pause?
We can take a pause.
And talk about the A.J. McCarron thing?
Go ahead.
Is that unbelievable? So for anybody who didn't catch this, an unbelievable story from the Cincinnati Bengals and the Cleveland Browns. A trade is worked out between the 2 teams. The Bengals are going to get I think it was the Browns' 2nd and 3rd round pick. And they were early picks, too, obviously, because Cleveland's so bad.
Yep.
And they were going to ship out A.J. McCarron to the Cleveland Browns. This happened 3:30, I think it was, and the trade deadline's done at 4 o'clock. Well, the Bengals, they make the deal. They send it off. They're excited. The Cleveland Browns, unfortunately, don't get the call in until 4:03. And since the trade deadline has passed, the deal is now null and void. Could you imagine?
That's the most Browns thing I can think of.
Well, even for the Bengals, like they're going to unload A.J. McCarron to get two high second and third round draft
They couldn't have sent that in fast enough.
Unbelievable, get it done.
Yeah.
But then there's some guy at the Browns. Yeah, I'm going to go take a shit real quick, and then we'll go call
It'll
Raj.
be fine. It'll be fine.
It'll be great, no problem. Well, he gets diarrhea. Ass is pissing.
I guarantee you that guy wasn't using a smartphone to see his time. He's using his old broken Rolex that he got when the Browns were good.
I can't believe it's still 11:35.
Like 1974 Rolex when the Browns were still decent.
Freaking
and the thing's 12 minutes behind.
Cleveland Browns yet again. And it works out for them. I mean, they get their second and third round pick for A.J. McCarron. Who is A.J. McCarron? He's Deshaun Kaiser. He's who's the oh my god, the other two shits that they started.
You know who the real loser is though? It's the city of Cleveland because they don't get to have Catherine Webb grace their presence in Cleveland.
Catherine Webb.
And that's a travesty because if the second Catherine Webb steps foot in Cleveland, it's the best looking woman Cleveland has ever seen.
Was that Musburger?
That was Musburger.
God, I love Musburger, man.
A.J. McCarron's wife.
Yeah, right.
Catherine Webb.
Yeah, that's very nice work out of Musburger.
She would have been the best looking woman Ohio's ever seen. Ohio. Oh. Well, we got some NBA players with some hot wives too. Doesn't matter.
And there's talking hoops in Ohio, everybody. There's talking hoops. But yeah, an unbelievable story. A.J. McCarron goes back into the locker room. I don't know what you talk about at the water cooler with A.J., but that's how it works out. But anyway, you were sharing your picks. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so the Jags minus 4.5 against the Bengals at home, so I'm taking the Jags. I am taking our EAGLES Eagles minus 7.5 against the Broncos. They are steamrolling people, and they got a new toy in the shed.
How about we do have a new
toy.
We should talk about that, but before we do, Brock Osweiler, I hear getting the start.
Brock Osweiler is getting the start for the Broncos.
How fucked up is that, right? Trevor Siemian goes around all year, and then you're playing the Eagles, who their front seven has been playing out of sight, and then they say, hey, kid, go give him help.
Brock, go get him.
Go earn your $90 million, you cheap bastard.
I think John Elway did this as a fuck you to Brock Osweiler.
Unbelievable.
John Elway's like, I'll get him. Watch here. I'm gonna have Fletcher Cox just eat your heart the entire game. Again, Brock, you want to leave Denver for a gazillion-dollar contract that you didn't earn? I'm going to throw you against the Eagles front seven.
Perfect.
See how you like it.
And then put Siemian back in the
next week. And then put Siemian in.
Yeah, right. Trev.
In the fourth quarter when they're down 30.
Yeah, we're going back to Trev.
We're going back to Trevor.
Go to the bullpen.
Yeah, so I'm taking the Eagles minus 7.5 against the Broncos.
And I mean, you have to feel great about it.
Feel great.
Right? Oh, God.
Feel great.
Unbelievable.
Feel absolutely great. I'm not worried at all. Another team I'm not worried at all is the Texans.
Mm-hmm.
Minus 12.5. That's a big spread, but guess who they're playing?
Who are the Texans playing?
The Colts, and they
Indianapolis
stink.
Colts. Coming off of a win, too.
They stink.
All right.
Yeah, 12.5. The Texans, and you know, I love Deshaun Watson coming off a heartbreaking loss where he didn't lose that game.
Yeah, Russell Wilson won that game on his own.
That defense, that Texans defense just had their asses shell-shocked.
Yep.
They don't know what him. It was like 4 plays. They were scoring. Like, what the hell just happened? Yep. Where's J.J. Watt?
Yeah. That's it, man.
So, yeah, taking the Texans and bounce back.
Yeah, when J.J. Watt comes back, man, that's going to be a pretty formidable team. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, minus 12.5 Texans over the Colts.
Got it.
And the Lions, minus 2.5 against the Packers.
Very good.
Minus 2.5 for a team that's rolling out Brett Hundley.
Yeah, Brett Hundley was actually holding his own against New Orleans there for a while, but couldn't seem to get past the Saints D. So
yeah, so you going against a Lions defense, not the Saints. You're going against the Saints defense and the Lions defense. That's a completely different animal.
Yep.
So Brett Hundley going against the Lions. The Lions only going to win by a field goal. Count me in.
Like it.
So I'm going with the Bills, the Jags, the Eagles, the Texans, and the Lions.
We have no teams in common this week, which is
how
good.
are we head to head?
Head to head, we had one last week. I think we went head to head. We had 2 last week.
I know the total.
Oh, do you?
I am 4-1.
You're 4-1. I knew you were 3-1. I know we had 2 head to head.
I am 4-1 against you head to head. So whatever Earl picks, go the other way.
Well, at least it's good that we have nothing head to head, so we have to make the people think a little bit. But this week coming in, well, we got to get to that later. But anywho, I'm going to take the Atlanta Falcons, getting 1.5 points this week in Carolina, a team that just let go of their finest wideout, Kelvin Benjamin.
Who's already gained 30 pounds since he's been traded.
Yeah, man. There was a message on Twitter I saw. Have Kelvin run to Buffalo to lose that extra 30 pounds.
Yeah, like he's going to stay in shape in Buffalo.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Of all places. Here, drink this warm beer to warm me up there, Kelvin.
I think that I was dead wrong on the Carolina Panthers this year. I mean, a team that's 5-3, but I was definitely expecting expecting a lot more fantasy prowess, especially out of Cam Newton, who was a recent trade from the Buccaneers.
Greg Olsen went down. I told you.
Olsen, yeah, definitely a big loss. I just get the feeling that they're selling at this point right now, kind of chalking in. So I'll take the Atlanta Falcons, who at 4-3 could definitely use the win to hang in with the Panthers in the NFC South. Next up, I already said that I'm already interested in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Getting 7.5 points.
Another team that you are just high on. You can't let them go.
I was earlier in the year, yeah, definitely. But for a touchdown for a series that has been so close, I also like that 66% of the tickets are going the other way on New Orleans right now. So I'll take the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with 7.5, a team that is grossly underperformed. We did not. I thought you were going to take the Redskins on this one.
No.
But I am going to roll with the Seattle Seahawks on this one. I think this is a team that's playing for real. And a team that, with our beloved Eagles, that's really the squad right now that we have to worry about. I think the Redskins are a very poor traveling team on the road. I think Cousins gets eaten alive out in Seattle right now. Definitely not the quarterback. I can't believe I'm saying this. Definitely not the quarterback that Deshaun Watson is. And, just going to roll with the Seattle Seahawks, a team that's starting to play a little bit better.
Deshaun, I got you back, bro. I had you from day one. I was on your back from day one, Deshaun. I love you.
I'm going to roll Fat Andy.
You're going Fat Andy.
I'm rolling with Fat Andy.
He's not fat no more, though. He's moderately obese.
Yeah, he's looking all right, man. But I'm going to lay the 1.5 points in Big D with Fat Andy playing the Dallas Cowboys this week on the road. And I'm also way high. Love the Miami Dolphins this week. Getting 2.5 points at home. Sounds like that Ajayi thing with some bad blood in the locker room.
Yeah.
I think they get rid of him. I think there's a positive voice coming out from that locker room. Everybody's all teamed up.
Okay.
And I like the Dolphins to roll with another West Coast team coming east. It's an 8:30 start, so the body clock doesn't get hit too bad. But I do like the message, and I do like the chances of the Miami Dolphins with the 2.5 points. So I'm going to roll with those. And that's going to cover, so just to recap real quick, it is Atlanta, Tampa Bay, Seattle, Kansas City, and Miami for my 5. And anybody who wants to get involved with this, please reach out to us on Facebook. We'll get you hooked up and to be a part of this. So that's it. Shall we roll to DraftKings?
Let's roll DraftKings. And for anybody who has joined, we did another one of the surprise Dom contests. Mm-hmm. So if you want to participate, what are you going to get if you get all 3?
I'm sure we have to work out some sort of a prize pack.
Maybe a $5 gift card to Wawa.
Maybe throw out a little Wawa love right there. Go get yourself 5 cups of coffee. Are they still doing the $1?
$1.07. So maybe we'll do a $5.35.
$5.35. Get yourself 5 coffees.
Yeah,
we'll
5 coffees for $1.07.
Metrics and Mayhem will get you through the morning rush hour.
Yeah,
I like
so
that.
So $5.35. So my top 3 Tom Hanks movies.
Yes.
In no particular order. So 3 movies that you would think that are near and dear to my heart for Tom Hanks. I didn't know that this question was getting asked. I just wrote down 3 of my favorite Tom Hanks movies. So if you want to join in, you're more than welcome to do so. And Castaway is not one of them. So just throwing that out there for anybody who thinks that a guy like me would like fucking Castaway.
Hard to believe.
It ain't gonna happen.
I like that.
So,
all right, very good. So we move over to DraftKings. Again, another free contest that we're running over here. If you'd like to be involved with that, we can get you guys the link. I know we had some problems last week with me setting that up. What was going on with the link? I have no idea what it was. But it looks like we're up and running now, and we're all set to go. So let's roll out some DraftKings lineups over there, Melchior.
Let's start with me because something happened with the DraftKings link last week, and I wasn't able to get a team in, but I feel good about my team this week.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you, since you're taking the Saints, or you're taking the Buccaneers, against the Saints. I'm going to go with the Saints because I know you're a mush. So I'm going to take Drew Brees as my quarterback.
Drew Brees as his quarterback, everybody.
$7,000.
$7,000.
So not a bargain. Not a bargain at all, but Drew Brees, he's rolling.
Deshaun Watson cost more than that, didn't he, this week?
He told like 8,100.
Yeah.
8,100. Guess who's got him on his fantasy squad in all 3 leagues? This guy.
9-2.
9-2. Woo! Love that money. Running back, Alvin Kamara.
Oh, God, no.
I'm going all Saints.
Oh, Jeff.
The Saints come marching.
Jeff Liano and the Alvin Kamara.
Alvin Kamara, I know.
God.
But you know what?
Thank God we're on a delay. We won't see the comment for a little bit.
He gets points, whatever, Jeff.
Okay.
Running back, Adrian Peterson.
Adrian Peterson.
Running with AP.
All year. All right, very nice.
I haven't had him all year. I'm running with AP, 5,600. Alvin Kamara, 6,300. Adrian Peterson, 5,600.
Unbelievable.
We
know nothing.
We know nothing about this kid.
We know nothing.
First wide receiver. I'm going little bargains here, but see a low risk, high reward.
Yes.
Or Robbie Anderson.
Robbie Anderson, the pride of the New York
Pride of
Jets.
the New York Jets, 4,200. God take him.
All right.
God take him. He's the only target there that apparently that Josh McCown likes.
Gotta watch that Thursday night game then, man. You got some Buffalo Bills action, hoping that Robbie gets some little garbage time points.
I like a 30-20 win. 30-20 win will do it.
That takes care of it.
A little Will Fuller action.
Ooh,
Will Fuller, the fifth.
Right, the fifth.
The fifth.
Wow.
1, 2, 3, 4. Fifth. F-I-F. Fifth.
Fifth.
Will Fuller the fifth. $7,000. Expensive. You know why? Because that
Deshaun
bad man. Shout Stephen A. Smith. That bad man.
You know what? I should have put that on my pet peeve list. Fucking
Stephen A. Smith.
Oh,
Yeah, Skip Bayless. Anything's related to Skip Bayless, I fucking can't stand.
All right, we're on the same page.
So Will Fuller, 7,000, because he's probably going to put up 7,000 yards against the Colts.
They're gonna be bad. Yep.
And then wide receiver Paul Richardson. We're going Paul Richardson of the Seattle Seahawks. So you apparently think they're going to roll.
Yeah.
4,700. Bargain for Paul Richardson.
These names. Oh, these names.
I know. Alvin Kamara, Robbie Anderson, Paul Richardson. Just 3 names of links.
These are not people I would have
I
picked
had
out
to
in
click
August.
on Richardson's name because I know his first
Is
name.
it Petey Richardson?
And Pablo Richardson? I had no idea. Tight end. This is the name we all love in this household. Mr. My ball sacker.
My boss.
My ball sacker.
Yes.
6,800. Expensive.
Yeah, but
Most
worth it,
expensive
man.
tight end, but worth it.
Worth
'cause
it.
He is a monster.
Yes, he is.
Flex player, Mr. T.Y. Hilton.
Oh, good one.
T.Y. Hilton, the 4,900 bargain, but he's not happy right now.
Okay.
You know,
He wants some balls in his face.
He wants some balls in his face.
Okay.
And then my defense, the Seattle Seahawks.
Oh, okay. Very nice.
So 3,500. So I'm going to go with Breeze, Kamara, Peterson, Anderson, Fuller, the fifth, Richardson, Ertz, Hilton, and the Seahawks.
When it comes to DraftKings, you have to you have to break apart. You have to look at the against the spread pool. You got to pocket that, and then you got to come in with a completely new head and get your salary cap ready. You got to be Howie Roseman, and you can't have any sort of vision anywhere else. I'm going to roll with that Drew Brees. So
Okay, we're going Breeze on Breeze.
We're going to go Breeze on Breeze action, and you're still going to win. Breeze on Breeze, I still take you. You'll get more points out of Breeze than I will, even though we're starting the same person.
I believe it.
How about that? I can't get away from him. I know I have to stop. Christian McCaffrey. I cannot stop.
You have white running back like obsession at this point.
I just can't understand why Jonathan Stewart's still carrying the ball there.
Because that's who they like.
I know, but it doesn't make sense, Dom.
That's like saying why do they keep letting Zach Ertz catch the football? Because that's who they want.
Here's my perspective from the Carolina Panthers. You have Christian McCaffrey, you have Jonathan Stewart. I get Jonathan Stewart, you're between the tackles guy. If you have 2 running backs on the field, which is not popular in the game nowadays, I know that.
They have 3.
What are you talking about?
Cam Newton.
Okay, yeah. That aside.
That's your problem.
But for personnel, excuse me, you have McCaffrey and Jonathan Stewart. Usually when people say, you don't want to put 2 running backs in the backfield, then you lose your tight end. You've already lost your tight end. Greg Olson's out. The personnel setup for a good pro-style set, 2 backs in the backfield, 2 receivers outside, and of course you're going to have
You just said the word right there, why Christian McCaffrey's not going to be a good player. Pro-style set with Cam Newton as your quarterback.
I know.
It's Cam Newton. He can't throw a lick.
Point per reception monster, Christian McCaffrey. Okay. He's not getting any not getting any carries at all, which again is still a sore spot for me.
You're in trouble.
What do we got? Thanks, Jeff, for letting me know that this is going to be a good
You're in trouble.
McCaffrey. I appreciate that so much. Thanks for checking in on that. And as I start to vomit and work that up, Lamar Miller.
Okay.
Because I think you're right. I think the Texans are going to roll here. Maybe they kind of take their foot off the gas a little bit and let Lamar run a little bit when they're up by 90. To establish the ground game a little bit. So I'm going to roll with Lamar Miller. My first time, really, I think with an Eagle all year. Nelson Aguilar out of the slot this week.
Crazy. We're actually liking Nelson Aguilar now.
I know, man. It's unbelievable.
I wished death on that man so many times last year. Now I'm like, Nelson Aguilar!
But how can somebody be so different outside versus in the slot?
He's a head case.
It's unbelievable. But he really has been, and all, of course, a product of Carson Wentz and how great he's been this year. But I'm going to roll with Nelson Aguilar at 4,800. And my classic, I got to roll chalk out on the receivers. Give me a Mike Evans, another complete disappointment this year. I'm going to spend the 7,700 on Mike Evans, though, and I'm going to roll with an A.J. Green against the Jacksonville Jaguar defense. 7,400 right there.
Man, you are just a glutton for punishment.
I am. On the receivers, I do spend a fat check there. It's a passing league, so you got to roll with it. Eric Ebron. It's just for a little Monday night interest at 2,900. Yeah, we were hurting on that one. And from the Green Bay Packers with Brett Hundley under center. I'm going to take a look at Ty Montgomery to get a little bit of work out of the backfield at 4,500. And I'm also going to roll out, because I was really short on Brett, and roll out the Lions defense, again, against those Brett Hundleys.
That's not bad.
And, that's what we're going to rock. Jeff also pointing out that Jeff is 8-3, and the Bakahans are currently 2-9. And as much as that kills me, it is true. It has just been a dismal year fantasy-wise. So if Jeff is saying that Christian McCaffrey is going to have a great year, that makes me feel better, because I absolutely know nothing about fantasy football at this point. So that's going to wrap up the DraftKings portion. If you guys would like to get involved with that, please, again, it's all free. And once we get a following, maybe of 20, 25, something like that, maybe put a couple shekels on it. And why don't we get involved before we get into the Donato's Pizzeria portion of the night?
Well, yeah, we're going to throw this out there. So anybody who joined a little bit late, we did top 3 of my favorite Tom Hanks movies. Castaway is not one of them. So we will start with my all-time favorite Tom, and this is in no particular order, so don't read into this. But my all-time favorite Tom Hanks movie is
Shaving Ryan's Privates.
Shaving Ryan's Privates.
Very nice.
You got star-studded action heroes in that movie.
Long movie too.
Matt Damon, Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel, yeah, good call. This is actually one that I saw.
Tom Sizemore.
The bust out.
Yeah, bust out. Tom Sizemore. My second one,
Margaret Cho.
My second favorite Tom Hanks movie, and this is because I'm some sort of a space nerd.
Really? You going Apollo? Yeah, that's a classic.
We're going Apollo 13.
Very nice one.
It's a little bit of a space nerd. I'm surprised a lot of people didn't get that. I don't think anybody got it. So Apollo 13 is my second favorite movie, and Lori should have got this, but Catch Me If You Can. I never saw that. I never saw that one. Saving Private Ryan, Apollo 13, Catch Me If You Can. Catch Me If You Can just gets me.
Is that right?
It just gets me.
All right.
Every time. I love Leo. I love Tom.
Okay.
I think they're a dynamite. And Christopher Walken.
Walken's in it too? Okay.
Well,
very good. Well, there it is.
Catch Me If You Can.
Saving Ryan's Privates. That's perfect.
Saving Ryan's Privates. Apollo 13.
Apollo 13, Catch Me If You Can.
Catch Me If You Can.
And it doesn't look like anybody was able to
nope,
to
better
bang
luck
those
next
out.
week. Better luck.
So we're going to have to roll out the opportunity to win a Metrics and Mayhem prize pack next week. But a fun game. We got to come up with a name for this game,
It's Inside Mayhem?
Inside Mayhem, something like that. We'll work on that.
Yeah, Deep Inside Mayhem?
But
The Mind of Mayhem?
Yeah, maybe something like that.
Yeah.
I can roll with that. But anywho, we'll roll out into our final portion of the Metrics and Mayhem podcast, the Donato's Pizzeria review. This Metrics and Mayhem episode, Castaways are just a terrible call.
Just fucking retarded.
I would have went big. I would have think you would have been a big guy.
It's in the top 5.
That would make the top 5?
Top 5 for sure.
What about A Road to Perdition? Does that get you at all?
No.
You didn't do it?
No, didn't do it. So I would say Money Pit is up there.
I never saw Money Pit.
Yeah, okay. It feels like it's my house.
I feel, I feel like when, and I know
Forrest Gump. I mean, I didn't put Forrest Gump on there.
Classic though, right?
Classic movie. That's in the top 5. I would say Forrest Gump and then Big round out the top 5.
So something that I think, if we continue this podcast through the NFL offseason, right, with something that I know Miss Adeli does this, or some of the other guys do it, where they do movies. You got to watch a movie every week or every couple weeks or however often we do it. But I could see that being a great thing.
Anything involving movies, I'm all about. Yeah. I'm going to go see what feels like my 48th Marvel movie.
You're all over
Friday,
man.
So I'm seeing Thor.
Yeah.
So Jonathan Edward, yes, Da Vinci Code, but they made 3 of them, so I can't just take one Da Vinci Code movie. Plus, they're not better than the 3 Up and Down. So
okay.
Sorry.
And there it is. Green Mile.
Green Mile's good. Yeah. Still not better than 3 Up and Down.
All right.
Sorry.
There it is. Well,
better luck next week. You can get that Wawa gift card.
That's right. We like it very much. So we roll out to the Donato's Pizzeria League, where the matchup that everybody was dialed in for, the 2-9 Bakahans, who open as a slight favorite over Hit That Blunt. It took all of 3 minutes for that projection to go terribly in the other way. I went from an 8-point favorite to a 60-point dog rather quickly. And Dom ends up blowing off the Bakahans, which was not a surprise at all. 160 to 108.4. And it's just been a dumpster fire for the Bakahans, who still dumb. Not to make this not about you at 9-2. You definitely deserve all the accolades, but
I see gems in shit. So
thank you, Dom.
Yeah. So when I was saying Deshaun Watson at the beginning of our draft,
Yeah.
I said to you, watch out for Deshaun Watson.
You did.
And the reason why I didn't draft him is because he wasn't a starter yet.
Okay.
I wasn't going to draft a guy that wasn't a starter. I didn't know when he was going to put it, but the second he became a starter, I swooped in and got him in all 3 leagues.
Yeah.
The dude is for real.
Dude is for real. I found that out the hard way, putting up 55.8. Which is no good right there. I'd like to send a quick shout out to our boy Ron Heller, who just joined in. Who's an old friend from and Eileen Lovick from high school. Absolutely. What's up, guys?
Little late, guys. You missed the segment where you tried to get inside the Mayhem for movie trivia.
You can look forward to that next week if you happen to join us. Your lovely wife letting us know that Kershaw is in the game right now.
Who cares? It's over.
So, yeah, I don't think that's looking too good. But anyway, a big congratulations go out to you. Very well deserved. We stood no chance. But the 2-9 Bakahans are still fighting, still trying to pull off deals, still trying to roll this thing around.
You did a hatchet job.
I appreciate that. On
Jeff with the trade. Now, I'm gonna let the audience judge this. This man, this savant here,
this 2-9 savant.
This 2-9 savant.
The worst team in the league.
Just traded Cam Newton and the Rams defense to a guy who already had the Steelers defense. Now, I get he needed a defense for 1 week. You could just pick one up on the waiver wire, but who wants to do that? Traded Cam Newton and the Rams for Derek Carr.
That's correct.
And who else?
Bilal Powell.
And Bilal Powell. Bilal Powell is whatever, but he's a running back.
Yes.
And they are in short supply.
Yes.
Traded for Derek Carr, who's arguably one of the top 10 quarterbacks in the league.
I agree.
And starting Jets running back.
Boom.
For a defense and Cam Newton. Unreal. Unreal. And the trades that I make are uneven. Give me a fucking break.
Well, we were very happy to be a part of it, helping us out in our quest for the Loser Bowl, which I don't know if everybody's dialed in for the Donato's Pizzeria League, but if you are not, ladies and gentlemen, the 2-9 Bakahans this week head into the 2-9 impotent porn stars in a battle for shit in our league. Who's going to be 2-10, Dom? Any thoughts on that one?
You.
Me.
Yeah.
Moving on to our next, because I think so too.
You. I got no faith in the Bakahans.
Oh, no faith in the Bakahans.
But you pulled off the trade of the year, so.
Well, I appreciate that. See, you got to win somewhere.
And Jeff, you said that you would start both defenses at some weeks. Go ahead. Do it.
Yeah.
Please. Please do it. I am sorry.
The consigliere is checking
in
ahead. Also with the Bakahans. This is terrible.
Please do it against me. If you're going to try that out, do it against me. Please. Please do that.
Dominic, you take your 9-2 Stallion, hit that blunt squad right upstairs into my wife's living room, and play the Jill Asses this week in a match that features...
I enter one Phillips and I enter another.
That's right. And last year I think you ran through us pretty significantly, but one thing I think you need to look out
Mexican Ice Cube.
How about that Austin Safarian Jenkins, who is on fuego, as the Spaniards say. Putting up an average of about 95 points a week. But this squad over here getting Lenny Fournette back in the mix.
Getting a healthy Len Fournette.
So you could roll out to a 10-2 record over the Joe Asses.
We need a little luck. I need a waiver wire pickup. When do you run the waiver wires?
Thursday, yeah. Okay. So tomorrow morning we'll run that.
So I need a little luck. I need to pick up a couple guys. I got a lot of talent on that bench right now. A lot of talent on bye weeks.
A lot of good names on that bench. For sure, and I think the missus is going to need some running back help this week, too.
Oh, it looks like it.
But Carson Wentz, dude. Carson Wentz, yeah.
That's trouble.
That could be trouble.
But I got the Sean, so.
You do, yeah. It should be a great matchup. We're looking forward to that. And what else we got? The bro code, since those boys are lined up over here. Baby got Dak. I believe they took another L to the bald dog.
They just don't like my players, apparently. That's what John Liano said when I tried to make a trade. I just don't like your players.
That's what he said. The Liano brothers have this guy, Jay Ajayi. It says he now plays for the Eagles now in a blockbuster trade that was just pulled off.
Is that right?
Thoughts about the Ajayi trade? I know we sort of disagree on this.
I think it's a great trade for the Eagles.
Okay.
Especially if he's gonna be their feature back moving forward for the next year.
Okay.
But they still have LeGarrette Blount.
So what do you see this year? How many carries a game, or how many touches does a Giant get? 10,
12.
Right? Okay.
And let's add this up. You
Okay.
want to say that Smallwood and Barner, let's say they average 3.3 yards a carry.
Okay.
You get a Jai in there. Give him a full yard and a half, 4.8 yards, which is all world per carry. You're only adding 11 extra yards into your backfield a game.
Okay.
Where is he going to help? Because they're still a pass-heavy team.
Yeah, still a pass-heavy team for sure. I think that...
Now, if you get him out and just have him there and not Blunt, then it's completely different.
I think the things with the Jai that that we have to look forward to, we've got a guy with breakaway speed that we haven't had yet. Blunt is definitely not that. You get a little bit better of a pass protection if he's in that opportunity. I don't think you see Smallwood much anymore.
No.
I think Smallwood works his way out. Barner stays because of the kick returns. I think he still dresses. But I think the potential for breakaway speed is going to be nice there. And I heard, I listen to Missinelli's show a lot. I'm sure a lot of you guys do. They were talking about a Jai getting 20 carries a game, which I just don't see that happening at all.
Then you're taking the ball out of Carson Wentz's hand.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
And why would you ever want to do that?
I completely agree. So that's the case. But Ajayi does join the Eagles. It is nice. Hey, anytime you get more depth at running back, some banged up knees, and from what we hear, a little bit of a locker room distraction. But playing down in Miami with an offense was as bad as that.
You're not going to be a locker room distraction on a 7-1
team. Yep.
So you're going to be happy.
Yep. Totally.
So you're going from the Dolphins would hate to fucking face Jay Cutler to Carson Wentz.
Yep.
Hanging out with Mike Trout.
It's a nice move. Howie we trust.
Howie we trust.
And there was that tweet.
Sam Hinkie of the football world.
Well, that tweet that was out where it was for the Bradford trade, how they got what was it?
Barnett.
Derek Barnett and
Ajayi
for Sam Bradford.
Yeah,
that's
highway robbery.
For an Eagles fan to be disappointed in that at all, I think you're a little out of line on that one.
Yeah.
But anywho, Baby Got Dak takes an L to Bald Dog. Is that 5 in a row that they've lost, or it feels like we talk about that? I mean,
John.
I know.
I'm saying that my players stink. You just took 5 L's in a row.
I mean, I understand the Baca Hunter 2-9, but Jesus Christ, guys, come on, get it together, man. This is terrible.
1, 2, 3, 4. 5th L in a row.
Potbelly Pig Farmer
just a steamroller.
He has a little bit in common with you at 9-2. He's on a 9-game winning streak right now. The Potbelly Pig Farmer.
Guess who we lost to?
I have no idea. Who did he lose to? That would be the Mayhem, not the Metrics. He handled the Metrics quite easily, which is not a shock because everybody handles me.
I haven't seen any other Dopeye member checking into this podcast.
No, not yet, actually.
So I want to say Potbelly Pig Farmer, you're a coward little bitch.
He's a coward little bitch at 9-2.
Coward little bitch. Can't take his medicine. Sorry, son.
Takes care of Belichick yourself, the lovely Mrs. Melchior on that one.
Yeah, she got a little spankage there, but I mean, when you got a couple guys who don't even get to see any playing time, it's gonna be tough.
The consigliaries this week, Dom. Yowza.
Yeah.
Right now, I think taking our season point total by the stranglehold.
Yeah, he overtook me.
Jeff Liano and the consigliaries this week put up 213 points against the lovely Mrs. Phillips upstairs, who sent some angry text messages back his way. But with a commanding performance, the consigs take over. Now at 8-3. Hate to say it, but that's a force right there at 8-3.
Do me a favor, click on his kicker. Because I've never you want to talk about Blair Walsh-esque.
Yes.
His kicker has put up, I think, 20 points in 3 straight games.
Yes, he has been. He has been quite good.
Game log, right up top.
Yeah, here we go. 14, 26, 10, 17, 20. That's ridiculous.
That's for a kicker.
That is ridiculous. My quarterback hasn't scored that this
Jesus.
year. Yeah.
That kicker will come back down there. But listen, he's going to lose Zeke, which is huge. But he's got some talent there. So, I mean, as much as we like to bust his balls, and I love to bust his balls. We love
busting some Liano balls. Yeah.
He scammed the waiver wire, picked up a bunch of good guys.
Yep. And they have been performing for him for sure. How about that John Doyle, 33 points. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
DeAndre Hopkins, you have to tip your cap to, right? Stud. And especially with Deshaun Watson playing the way he is.
I stayed away from Hopkins for the simple fact that Watson wasn't the starter yet.
Yes.
And in hindsight, I wish I would have grabbed him.
Yep. But that's the way that it works
is
out.
what it is.
And our good buddy Greg Dineo almost doubles up. Impotent Porn Stars, who we already talked about, at 2-9, along with the Bakahans. We head into the Toilet Bowl next week.
What's Greg's record? 6-5?
He's 6-5 at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what we have right now for the Donato's Pizzeria League. But two division leaders, 9-2, 9-2. Is the way it works out.
Yep.
So I think that so this is week 9 coming up, right?
It's week 9. Yeah.
We've got 5 weeks left before the 9, 10, 11, 12. We've got 5 weeks left. The Bakahans could, if we go on a 5-game winning streak, end up at 7-9. I think 7-9 might sneak into the playoffs.
Are you going to Seattle Seahawks, everybody?
I don't know. But I'll tell you, with that trade, that could be the spark against the Consigs that turn this franchise around.
You know who you got in the last game of the season, right?
Oh, no, it's not you, is it?
You got a buzzsaw coming into town, son!
Oh, my God. That would be perfect poetic justice right there.
If you went 4-0 and then you just ran into Deshaun Watson putting up a career game, that would be poetic justice if I ever heard it.
Look at these streaks in the league, though, Dom. IPS right now on a 6-game losing streak. The Bakahans on a 4-game losing streak. Hit that blunt on a 7-game win streak. Baby Got Dak lost 5 in a row.
5 L's. 5 L's there, John.
9 wins in a row.
He doesn't like this talent on my team who just took 5 L's, and I got 7 W's.
Something else. Well, that's what we got, brother. That's what we're looking forward to this week. Anything wild or crazy coming up this weekend?
A little golf action on Saturday.
Oh, cool. Where are you playing?
Indian Springs.
Oh, that's all right.
Our old stopping grounds.
Very cool.
Indian Springs. So shout out to Moose, Amato, and Bill Gamboy. We're gonna do it up.
Oh, cool, man. Nice. Very good. You get your DraftKings lineup in, too.
Yes, get your DraftKings, everybody.
So, again, reaching out to us on Facebook or on Twitter. Get involved in the action and the contest here. We'd love to have you guys aboard. We appreciate everybody who took the time to stop in and join us. We appreciate the support. If you like what you hear, please share this out on your own social networks. And on behalf of the Mayhem over here, Dominic Melchior III, my name's Earl Phillips. Thanks very much, everybody, for stopping by. We'll see you next Wednesday at 8.
Peace! I'll say this, with this song, Daniel LaRusso is the villain of the Karate Kid.
How is Daniel LaRusso?
Billy Zabka, Johnny, he's the real Karate Kid.
Oh my God, he swept the leg. He was hurt.
He kicked him in the face. That's an illegal kick.
That's terrible. Terrible.
Daniel kicked him in the face, and it was a legal kick. He shouldn't have won the tournament.
Terrible.
Should have been disqualified. Get him out. And he stole his girlfriend, too. Get out. And he drove a Chinese man to drink.
He's Japanese, dude.
Sorry, Miyagi. That's a good way to end it.
Yeah, right.